How do you choose the right supplement? That is the number one question that I am asked by family, friends, clients, people I meet. We start talking about health and nutrition. And the first thing they ask is, how do I choose the right supplement? It's the number one question I'm being asked. In this video, we're going to demystify that because, hey, when I was looking for supplements, well, I've been in this industry since 1990. And when I was looking for supplements, it was so hard. It was so hard to navigate. You go to the stores and it's just full of supplements. What are you supposed to do? So we're going to talk about how to choose the right supplements, how to choose the ones that are right for you, and then where do you get them? Where do you find the right ones? And then I'm going to even show you my protocol, what I'm doing at this moment for my supplement program. And then the last thing I want to do, just because I know it's hard to navigate, I kind of organized the supplements for you at the very end of this video. So stay tuned because I'm going to show you a list that would have helped me a lot. It's very cool. So I'm Denise. I am the host of Spa Life TV, and we created this channel to help people live healthy, be healthy in a fun and super effective way. So talking about supplements really makes sense. But I recently have had a lot of people asking me these questions. So let's go. Let's talk about supplements. So the first thing I would ask when someone asks me that question is, why do you want supplements? That may sound silly, but no, why do you want supplements? Do you want it to help lower blood pressure? Did you hear that it's something that you needed? Did you just think it was a good idea because you heard people talking about it? Were you wanting to fix an actual problem? Are you having digestive problems or energy problems? Or maybe you were getting into fitness and you thought that having nutrition was important for your fitness goals. Why do you want supplements? And that question is really going to matter because finding supplements, that's one thing, but staying consistent and having a big enough why of understanding why to stay consistent, that's a whole different ballgame. So understanding why is very important. And it also helps me direct and guide which is the best options and protocols when I find out why someone wants supplements. Then secondly is, how much are you willing to spend? Not how much can you spend, but how much are you willing to spend? Because supplements are not cheap. And if they are too cheap, there's a probability that they're just full of fillers. There's nothing good in them anyway. But you don't have to buy the most expensive. So you kind of have to know, what are you willing to spend? And then finally, are there any habits or what's important to you? Like some people, oh my gosh, taste, they don't like it when it tastes terrible, so they're not going to do powders. Or some people don't like to swallow tablets, or they don't like taking supplements in the morning, and some like them at, like what is important to you? One thing I would suggest is never take supplements on an empty stomach. Otherwise, you'll probably find out the hard way, like we all did, getting sick, like an upset stomach because you took your supplements on an empty stomach. So when I was in nursing school in 1989, I was trying to become a nurse, and I was working in a hospital, and it was just kind of an awkward experience. So I said, you know what? I need to become a better nurse. I'm going to go become a massage therapist so I can learn how to touch people in a healing way and have a healing touch. So I got out of nursing school for just a year and I became a massage therapist. And in that time, it opened up a world of holistic health. Now, in nursing school, we had a very short course on nutrition, and we definitely weren't really talking about supplements. But in the holistic health world, in massage therapy, they were talking about supplements and talking about how our soil was so depleted and how we needed supplements, not just to survive, but to thrive, to have more energy, to just be healthy. You needed supplements. So in the hospital, we weren't talking about that. And we certainly weren't really feeding them good supplements. I mean, look at the diet we were giving them. Cakes and just crap, really. We were feeding them. So we weren't really concerned with their nutrition, and certainly not really their supplements as well. So it was kind of like, wait, what's the right way? How are we supposed to do that? And that was my life. That was beginning of my life of navigating supplements. And I quickly found a company called USANA that was amazing, and learning about supplements, visiting health food stores, trying to understand them, talking to the people that work there. It's been a long journey on supplements. Now, there was a study done in 2004 by the American College of Nutrition, and they discovered, and this was in 2004, that the vegetables had 40% less nutritional value in this vegetable than they did over the last 50 years. So the value of nutrition in the vegetable had gone down in that 50 years. Now, that was in 2004. Can you imagine what it is now? So you see, supplements aren't really, they're like non-negotiable now. Even if you ate the cleanest diet, you're not getting all the vitamins and minerals from that food anymore, because the nutrition, the vitamins and minerals are in the soil. Then you grow the plants. So the nutrients go into the plant. Then you eat the plant and you ingest it, and that's how you get these vitamins and minerals. But if the plant isn't getting it from the soil, because our soil is so depleted, and because our agricultural methods, and because we're spraying pesticides, the pesticides kill the good bacteria that's in the soil, which is what makes the nutrients in the soil. It's the bacteria in the soil that makes the vitamins and minerals in the soil that gets up into the vegetable. Then if it's not in there, then we're not eating it, and we're already running on deficiency. We're already malnourished because we're not getting the nutrients we need from our food. So you see how it makes sense? So supplements are really non-negotiable. But at this point, it's really up to you to decide, why am I taking it? What can I afford? And what's important to me? So when I'm choosing supplements, I kind of go deep. I start looking at who's the founder, what's the story behind it, how do they manufacture, where do they get their raw materials, do they do testing, do they do third-party testing outside of the company, are there any research studies, what are the testimonials? So yeah, I kind of go deep when I am looking for a supplement company. And you do your due diligence, you do the best that you can, and you try to find supplements that have a reputation and a person behind the reputation. If there's a person behind the reputation, then they're more likely to stick with putting in the ingredients that they say they are, because it's easy to put fillers. The supplement industry is not well regulated. So that's why it's important that you're careful and you choose a reputable company. Now, how do you navigate this supplement world? What are you thinking when you're getting supplements? There's three areas that you need to think about when you're picking supplements. Number one, foundational supplements. These are supplements that you're going to do every day for the rest of your life. Now, they can change, like, you can get off your supplements for a little while and then back on, change companies, do a lot of different things, but there's some basic things that you need, that your body needs, your cells need every day to be able to function, be able to break down food and detox and make brain tissue and brain chemicals and hormones, to do all the things that keep us alive and keep us energetic and vibrant, mental clarity, all that. We need the foundational supplements. That's what those are. And I'll go into what are foundational supplements. And then symptom relief. These are things that, hey, I'm catching a cold. Maybe I'm going to take this herb of echinacea. Maybe I'm going to up my vitamin C. We're already doing that a little bit. Most people are doing it that way, like, oh, I have a problem. What can I take? So we're accustomed to that. That's just like, I have a symptom. What can I take to get relief? Those are symptom relief supplements. And then protocol supplements are the ones where I'm in a detox program, or I'm trying to lose weight, or a cancer protocol, those kind of things that are kind of more lined out for a specific goal. Usually you're going to work with a functional practitioner, naturopath, a health coach, somebody who knows how to guide you through these protocols. So those are the three things that you want to look at. Now, here are the categories. Here is what supplements actually are. We use the word supplements like this big term, but what are they really? And I have broken them down into 7 categories. Number 1 is vitamins. Vitamins are like your on and off switch. Your body requires vitamins so that functions in the body can turn on and they can turn off. So if you don't have the right vitamins, sometimes things get out of control and they don't turn off like they should. So vitamins are like on and off switches. You can imagine that's important, right? Let's say a light is on and you don't have a way to turn it off ever. Your PG&E bill is going to go up like crazy. The light bulb's going to blow out, all kinds of things. So you have to have a way to turn it on and off. Minerals, these are like spark plugs. They like ignite things, and they activate the energy force in your body, and like spark plugs, they ignite things. And they're like scaffolding. They hold structure together. They play such a key role. Minerals are so important, which we used to get in our soil. We don't anymore. You can't make minerals. That's why supplements are non-negotiable, really. Essential fatty acids. Think of these as like inflammation dimmers. They help lower inflammation. They bring information on board when we need it. So they're like inflammation dimmers. Essential fatty acids are also what wrap every cell. It's that the cell membrane is made of these fatty acids, and that helps with the integrity of the cell, makes the cell healthy and strong and good communication. We often call them omega-3s, EFAs. Some people like to call them fish oil. Basically, they're essential fatty acids. And then the fourth category is amino acids. These are the breakdown of protein. So when you eat protein, it breaks down into amino acids. What are those for? Well, you eat protein, it breaks it down into amino acids, and then you have these pieces, and then they rebuild into other things like Legos. You have a Lego picture piece, and then you take it apart, and then you put them together and you build something else. They build things and they repair things. Like if you have injuries, they go there and they repair things. They're also carriers because they are responsible for your antibodies, for your immune system. They carry things around. So these are enzymes, your collagen, your peptides, your creatines, glutamines, those kind of things are what are amino acids. Pretty cool, right? And then herbs. This is so important because we often interchange, like we think that everything is supplements or vitamins or minerals. And I really want you to have a good understanding and a distinction between herbs and vitamins and minerals. Herbs are like, you get sick and you want an herb of echinacea, or you want to help your brain a little bit. So you take golden seal. Ginkgo biloba. See, I need some ginkgo biloba. Or maybe you're getting more sick and you need golden seal. Maybe you feel like you're not managing your stress very well. Maybe you want some herbs of ashwagandha. You can get that in tincture, tablets, tea, lots of different ways. They're basically food, but we're pulling out the most medicinal component of that food. And that's why it's a plant medicine or a booster. Superfoods are more complete foods, and you eat them more whole, and they're just power-packed foods. Unlike a romaine lettuce, they're more powerful than that. They're just like extra special, like chlorella or medicinal mushrooms. Notice I have mushrooms in herbs and in superfoods, because you could take a mushroom and pull out the main component, and I just think that it's a medicinal plant at that point. Or you can eat a mushroom whole and it's a superfood. Sea moss is a great superfood. It has just an awesome nutritional value. It provides minerals. So it in itself is a superfood. And then we have microbiome support. Now, this is something you actually don't hear as a category by itself, but I think it totally needs to be a category, because it's not a vitamin, it's not a mineral, it's not an herb. So what is it? It's actually a live organism. It is a live bacteria. And you want to replenish that bacteria in your gut. And most importantly, you want a healthy gut when you're taking supplements. So yes, you want foundational supplements, but you also want to be thinking about the integrity of your gut and healing your gut first, because you could take the best supplements in the world, but if your body isn't assimilating them and processing them through your bloodstream in a proper way, they might not get used right. It might cause a problem. So you always got to heal your gut, and the microbiome support helps with that. Okay, so let's talk about you. What is right for you? Always think foundational supplements first. Even if you're going to heal your gut, so let's say, yes, I want to go on a gut healing protocol. Perfect. Still think about your foundational supplement first, because those are easier to get your hands on. They're more accessible. They sell them at health food stores, things like that. So get your foundational supplements to start bringing building blocks into your system. Start nourishing your body so that when you start healing your gut, it has the raw materials to heal the gut lining and to do what it's supposed to do. So, number one, foundational supplements. Find a foundational supplement. Ideally, you want it to be a complete system so that you're not trying to pick and choose what vitamin, what mineral. Can you imagine what that would be like? Is if I said, oh, get some vitamin A, get some vitamin D, get some vitamin C, and some B complex, and don't forget some herbs. So I need ashwagandha, and I need, oh my gosh, you would have like a bushel of bottles of supplements. I know because I've done that many times in my lifetime, try to mix and match and put it together. I have since learned that that is almost impossible for a variety of reasons. One, I don't know what my body is doing. I don't know what I'm deficient on. I don't know. Every day it changes, and it's too hard to figure out. Like if you got a magnesium, which kind of magnesium do you want? Or what kind of vitamin A? What form should it come in? Those are hard decisions to figure out unless you're a scientist and you know how to do it, or and good luck with that. Okay, so you want a complete system, and then you want to make sure it's easy to use. Do you like putting your tablets or your capsules in those little boxes where it has the days of the week? Great, do that. Do you like powders because you're tired of swallowing pills? Great, do that. If you want to do the pills for 6 months to a year and then you want to do the powders, do that. What is easy for you to use? Because the best supplement is the one that you actually take on a consistent basis. Too many people get inspired at the beginning. They spend a ton of money on supplements. They take it for a few days or even a few weeks, and then they stop. Why did they stop? One, they didn't have enough strong enough why they're taking supplements. They probably didn't understand what the supplements were doing. They probably didn't totally realize how nutrient deficient their food was and how important those vitamins and minerals are for your body to function. But what happens later? You get tired, right? All of a sudden, you get aches and pains in your body, or you're tired, and then you go, oh my gosh, I forgot I wasn't taking my supplements, and then you get back on. I guess that's just the way the process goes. And so you want to find the supplements that's the easiest for you to use. And then fourth, you want to have a willingness to adjust and a willingness to learn. Understanding your supplements, learn about them a little bit, and have a willingness to adjust if something's not working right. Maybe you need to increase how much you're taking. Maybe you need to decrease how much you're taking. Becoming aware of what your body feels like when it's taking these supplements. And of course, to do that, you want to use the health grid, because on the health grid, you can list your supplements and then you can maybe on the back write how did they make you feel. That way you don't have to try to remember all your supplements because you have them listed. And then on the health grid, you track that you're actually taking them. So this is kind of what the foundational supplements are. And Dr. Joel Wallach, to me, was the one who was the clearest that I've ever really, I mean, a lot of doctors, they write books, and that book is loaded with all the different vitamins and minerals that you could possibly take. But it was only Dr. Joel Wallach that actually said, no, this is what you need. You need 90 essential nutrients every single day because your body can't make it. You need these every single day so that you can function on a daily basis. And then on top of his 90, you can optimize, like I do his 90 essential, but I also take selenium. I also take extra supplements for bones, and we'll talk about that in another slide. But 90 essential, super important. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids. Now that is what you need every single day. And the days that you skip, well, that's okay. It's just, where's your body getting those nutrients? From the ones you gave them yesterday? Okay, that's okay. But when you do that, when you skip 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, eventually you don't have enough of these nutrients on board to build healthy tissue, to have healthy hair, healthy nails, healthy bones, to have mental clarity, to stay young in your brain. All these things, you need these nutrients on a daily basis. And they have a cumulative effect, just like they have a cumulative effect in the reverse when you skip days and you're not taking them. And Dr. Joel Wallach is brilliant because he was actually a scientist for animals. He actually has a book in the Smithsonian, and that's worth $13,000. And it is a book on basically exotic diseases, how to cure exotic diseases in animals. Crazy. So he is spent his whole life researching why animals get diseases. And he discovered these nutrient deficiencies. Now, farmers can't afford to lose animals. And they can't afford surgeries or medication. So they have to figure out how to keep their animals healthy through nutrition. And that was Dr. Joel Wallach's job, is to keep these animals healthy. So there's a whole story as to how he became a naturopathic doctor and how he created a supplement company, which I've read a lot of his books. He's got like 20 or 30 books, something like that. He's amazing. He's brilliant. And he basically said, wait, if we're keeping these animals healthy with nutrition, why don't we do this with humans? And he's really big on selenium and all kinds of cool things. But if you're ever interested in some really cool books, look up Dr. Joel Wallach and read his books. He's brilliant. Listen to his story. It's an amazing life story. So where do you get them? You can go to Whole Foods. Now, the thing with Whole Foods, it's a great store. It used to be, I don't want to say it's better. It used to be better because it had a story behind it. The owners were passionate about health and they had a reason for opening Whole Foods. Whole Foods has been sold to Amazon. So who's in charge? What are their principles? How are they basing their decisions? Is it a money decision or do they have integrity to help people eat healthy? You can answer that question. I don't know. Or health food stores. There's specialty health food stores all over the place you can go to, vitamin shops, things like that. But most importantly, if you know your brands, then even if you go to Whole Foods or these other health food stores, you can start to recognize your brand. That's really important. Okay, the other thing is Full Script, which is a practitioner portal, is where practitioners go to get their supplements. And you can get them too if you have access to this portal. And in the description below, you can get access to this portal, my Full Script portal. And you can go to online specialty stores. Who has some? Like Dr. McCullough has a specialty store. Dr. Axe, Josh Axe has a specialty store. Who else has one? David Avocado Wolf has a specialty store. So there are these influencers who sell supplements, and some of them have pretty robust product lines. And those are online specialty stores. Another way you can find your supplements is through referrals. Maybe you have a friend who's taking a supplement and they say, hey, try this. This really worked for me. Or I got this from this other person. That's how we get supplements, right? Because remember, it's not well regulated. The industry is not well regulated. So you and I can put a supplement together and we can sell it. Like, that's possible because it's not a well-regulated industry, which is why it's so important to find a reputable company. But that means there's actually not a lot of money in supplements because it's not a pharmaceutical. You can't really patent a natural ingredient. So there's not big money in supplements. So a lot of these supplement companies were trying to figure out a way. They didn't have a lot of advertising dollars. So how can they get the supplements out to the masses, to the people? And so a lot of supplement companies jumped on the network marketing model of selling products, which is you're a rep for that company and you share with somebody and then they share it with somebody and it's like a referral. Now, I am not talking about trying to say, oh, you should like network marketing companies or not like network marketing companies. That's not the thing at all. The main thing is these are quality products. And let me tell you why. A lot of people, they don't like the business model, so they think the products are bad. That's totally wrong. The products are amazing. And here's why. Because every time somebody joins their company, that person scrutinizes everything, reads everything, does the research study, ensures that this company is being honest to what they say. That if they say these ingredients are going to go into that product, every single day, somebody new. Sometimes they're scientists, sometimes they're doctors, sometimes they're just smart people. Every day, that company is being scrutinized. So they hold to a very high standard. And that's why I love network marketing companies. I think their products are amazing. And every year they're trying to develop new ways to improve their product, the one product, or improve their product line. Isn't that cool? So I love network marketing companies for that reason. Whereas, let me give you an example. I used to buy from a company, well, Whole Foods is an example. I mean, I used to trust Whole Foods. I don't know if I do now. Now I read labels a little bit more. The company I was thinking is called Garden of Life. So Garden of Life, I think the owner is Jordan Rubin. Great company. The story was amazing. He used it to heal himself. He used it on his mother. It was just such an amazing story. He had strong standards to how he created his supplements. So I started using Garden of Life decades ago, and it's a great brand. But over the years, okay, so then he sold the company. I knew he sold the company, but we assume it's still going to be a great company, right? But over the years, things get changed a little bit. That makes sense because, ingredients become more expensive. They choose other ingredients, same ingredient, but maybe from a different manufacturer, those kind of things. And I started to hear Garden of Life wasn't as good as it used to be. So I still have it on my list of supplements, but that's what happened. And it happens often. I think Vega 1 is a protein powder I used to really drink every day for years. And I believe they sold the company too. And I have since changed protein powders anyway. So those are the kind of things that go on in the supplement industry. But when you have a network marketing company, well, every day they're being scrutinized. So things cannot slip through the crack. That's why I like those. So here's my supplement protocol right now. And I didn't want to overwhelm you, so I'm kind of giving you a blink of what I'm doing right now in this moment. It can change, but I'm so happy with this right now. Right now, I'm doing Longevity's 90 Essential. I'm doing quite a few of their products. And because I like the powders, I think they taste really good. I like the way I'm feeling in these powder supplements. So I'm doing his 90 Essential. And if you are interested in those, you can reach out to me, message me, and I'll give you a link to those supplements because you cannot get them through Fullscript. Fullscript is, you have a link down below in the description. If you want to know about Longevity or Cellcore, then message me and then I can get you that link. Digestive enzymes I take pretty consistently. Actually, I probably shouldn't put those in the foundation. I probably should have put it in Symptom Relief because I don't take it every day. It helps me digest better. So digestive enzymes when you have a heavy meal or when you just think your system needs some help, digestive enzymes. Turmeric, I take that every day in my tea. Sea moss, I do that every day in my protein drinks. Mega Spore Biotics, that's my probiotic. That's through Microbiome Labs, which is another company that's amazing, one of my favorite companies. Now, I have to be honest, Microbiome Labs was just sold to another company. I didn't want to say in Germany, don't remember for sure. And so I'm keeping an eye on it. But here's the thing. The owner, Kiran, I can't pronounce his last name, Kiran, let's just say that. I watch a lot of his interviews. I'm constantly staying on top of what he's doing, and he's still supporting that company, Microbiome Labs. So I know that he wouldn't support it if it wasn't staying to his standards. And they have promised, that company has promised to stay to the standards, and they have the same mission as he does. So I'm keeping an eye on that company, but it's an amazing product line for healing your gut. And that Microbiome Labs, you can find in the Fullscript portal. Extra minerals, I do take extra minerals through Longevity, extra amino acids. And then my Symptom Relief, I have my Mega Mucosa, IgG 2000. That helps with inflammation. I like some sleepy gummies with melatonin, collagen. I'm taking extra collagen. I put frankincense because it's my favorite essential oil. And I do trifala if I need extra support to have bowel movements. So those are the ones that I use for symptom relief. I do a lot more, but it's a nice teaser. Okay, and then the protocols. I just finished a phase of Cellcore detox, and I think I'm going to move on to really a protocol for bone support because I'm going to start moving in that direction. That's kind of what I'm doing, and I'm doing some creatine. So that's what I'm doing. Now, remember, the most important thing is to keep it organized, right? So that you don't get overwhelmed, so that it's simple, it's easy, you can fit it into your life. And on This is the Health Grid, the link is down below. List your supplements in the notes section, and that way you don't have to remember what you're taking. Because you'll remember when you buy them or when you're researching, but you won't remember months down the line. Especially when the bottles run out, you kind of forget. But if you have it listed, you can keep track. And then when you take your supplements, you just put a little check mark right there and you keep track if you're taking your supplements. Okay. So here are the brands. These are awesome brands. You could take a screenshot of this image. I love these brands. I love Quicksilver, the second one from the bottom. I love Microbiome Labs. These are the brands that you can get at FullScript, and they're awesome. They're not in order of importance because I would have put Microbiome Labs at the top. I would have put Quicksilver at the top. Those are the ones I use the most, but these are awesome brands. The next brands are store brands. These are ones Whole Foods has their own line. Garden of Life, you can get at Whole Foods. New Chapter, Nordic Naturals. There's quite a few at the stores. I didn't list them all here. Vega is still a great protein. And AG1 you can get at the stores. Okay, let's talk about referral brands. These pretty much are the network marketing companies we were talking about. Now, don't be discouraged because somebody came to you and they pressured you to buy their products. You can always say no, thank you. But it's just people get excited about these products. They're so excited that they almost aggressively push them on you. Don't worry about that. Just say no, thank you, or okay, I'll try it, but I don't want to be in the business. That's okay too. It's okay to not do their business. They're just so excited about the product that they think everyone else needs to be in the business as well. Remember, you don't have to. So don't be discouraged by that. Just remember these products are amazing. Longevity products, amazing. I wish I could go over all the I feel like I've tried them all, and yeah, it's and I've read the history behind Longevity. I know that company very, very well. I know USANA very, very well. I've met Dr. Myron Wentz, who's the founder. He actually is the creator of USANA and the creator of Sanoviv, which is a medical center that I go to in Mexico. Amazing. And all the other ones, I've tried them all. Amazing product line. The influencer brands. These are brands of people you probably know online. They have their own supplement line or a specialty product. These are the ones that I really like. Athletic Greens, it's a great place to start. So if you don't know what foundational supplements to get, I always say start with Athletic Greens just to get going, getting started. And then, of course, I love Longevity. So I always say go to Longevity, and you know what I mean. I've already told you exactly what I love. I love Onnit products too. I love their Alpha Brain. Amazing. Dr. McCullough, I love all his product line. He's an amazing person. He's smart and he has good principles with the products that he chooses. Ancient Nutrition, Dr. Gundry has a good product line. I don't have he's not a doctor, I don't think. David Avocado Wolf. It's called Longevity Now, I think. The only thing is I think it's still his product line, I think. And then Dr. Hyman, he has great products, and Dr. Amen and Dr. Pampa. So these are influencers that you'll probably see online with great product lines. But what about you? How do you know what supplement to take? I wish I could say it's easy, but navigating it, and I've been at this since 1990, navigating it is not that easy. Just remember, there's not one supplement that is the miraculous supplement, not even AG1. It's a great product, but it's deficient in it's less than in some of the areas like that you can add, because remember, we're going to continue to learn and add more to optimize your health. But it's a nice place to start. And trust me, if you're not taking anything and you start with something, you're going to feel so much better because that's how deficient our bodies are. So starting somewhere, the best supplement is the one that you actually take. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe so I can continue to do great videos about health and how to make healthy fun again.